Hello there. So you got a bad grade and you need to tell your parents about it. All right, we got this. We've all been there. It's not the end of the world. Gonna walk you through this. First thing we need to remember is what we do not do. We don't lie. Our parents will catch us eventually. We don't hope they won't find out because they always do. We don't blame others, and we don't give up. Everybody's had a bad grade. There are ways to get through this. Because we remember our grades do not reflect who we are. Our grades are just that snapshot in time. They do not determine our future. And of course, grades do not show all of our strengths, our intelligence, and our gifts. All right, that's all good. How do I tell my parents about my bad grades? And please be specific. I got 3 easy steps for you. First step, take an honest look at the situation. You really need to dive down, do a little soul searching, gather some intel, figure out where that bad grade is coming from. Is it 1? Do you have more than 1? What's going on there? Why do we need to do this? Well, first and foremost, this is about telling your parents you have a bad grade, and they're going to want to know why. So you want to have an honest answer. But more importantly, once we figure out where that bad grade is coming from, then we will have a best way to get that conversation towards a real solution. You care about your grade, and that's important. And remember, everyone, your parents, your teachers, everyone has faced that bad grade, and we've all learned lessons from them, and that's what's important to remember. So stay with me, because everything's going to be okay. Step 2, set a talk time. If you can have a talk time that you discuss school every Wednesday night, every Sunday morning, whatever, that's great. But if you don't have something set, then have a time that you tell your parents, look, we're going to talk about my grade. Maybe you come home, they've already seen it online. You just tell them, I can see you're upset, I'm upset too. We're going to calm down, and then we're going to talk about it. Now we're all the way to step 3. And you got this. You've already done really important things. You've acknowledged your grade. You've figured out why you have a bad grade. You've set aside a time to talk to your parents. And now you're going to have that conversation. You got a perfect 3-point plan for that conversation. Acknowledge it. It's time to discuss my grade. I'm upset. I know you will be upset too. But I want to discuss it with you, and I want to come up with ways to help me change it. I got a D- on my math test. Now I have an F in the class, and I'm going to tell you why, and I'm going to talk to you about a plan to help. Point 2. This is where you honestly describe why the grade is what it is. Did you not complete all your assignments? Is it the tests? Are you totally lost in class? Does your teacher read a chapter in the book and you have no idea what's going on? Do you need to put in some more effort? You have the ability, but you need to put in more effort. Be honest with yourself. Maybe there's some help sessions at school that you really need to be going to. You're going to come in with that realistic plan and write it down. Remember, there is no plan that's going to instantly raise your grade. I'll ask my teacher to do some extra credit. That's not a plan. So it's going to look something more like this. I understand what's happening in class, but then I failed the tests. So I'm going to ask more questions. I'm going to ask to sit in the front. My teacher has study sessions before school on Thursdays. Can you take me? Every Sunday night, I'm going to organize my notebook. Ask your parents to get you some school supplies if you need them, or ask them to help you organize. Make sure it's a system that works for you. Ask your parents for help. Maybe you are feeling so overwhelmed that you have a bad grade in the class and you don't even really know why. Is there a study group you can join or form? Do you need a tutor? Ask your parents to help you study or to organize. If you're getting lost in a book, some books that are read in school are really hard. Maybe your parent can read it with you or get an Audible book. There are lots of ways to help. You just got to keep asking those questions. Here's our quick recap. Own your grade. It's not going to define you, but how you handle it can define you. Set up that talk time with your parents. When you have that talk time, come in with a plan and ask for help. Remember, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, but expecting different results. Speaking of insane, school stress can be really serious. I hope you go to educationq-a.com for links and resources for you or a friend. But if school is getting to be beyond just one bad grade, if you're really feeling underwater, overwhelmed, frozen, paralyzed, you're having stomach aches, if you're feeling anxious, all of these symptoms can be something that's more than just a bad grade. If you feel like your parents or your teachers or your counselors are just coming after you and nobody's really offering any solution, and you're feeling like you're just drowning in school stress, school anxiety is a real thing, and it does need to be addressed, not ignored. So think about, is this more than just one bad grade on a test or an assignment or in a class or two? If you're looking at some of these symptoms, nervousness, panic, difficulty focusing, if you can't sleep or wake up, if you just don't want to get out of bed, if you feel yourself having panic attacks in the car on the way to school or as you're walking to a class, you want to reach out for some help. And of course, if you see this in a friend, you want to help your friend get some help too. See a doctor, counselor, or trusted adult immediately. If you're worrying so much that it's interfering with your daily life, you just can't get through the day without having a panic attack. If you're struggling to get out of bed, if you're feeling alone, even if you're with a lot of people, if there's alcohol and drugs or self-harm, suicidal thoughts, any of these things going on, you want to call 911 for you or your friend. You want to get that help that you need. So take some time to decide what it is that you need to do. If you're looking at your generic bad grade, you have your perfect 3-point plan. Again, it is listed out for you on educationq-a.com. If school anxiety is impacting your life, do not ignore it. Tell a trusted adult today. I have loads of links, I have videos, I have tons of resources for you. I update them all the time. So if you've gone to educationq-a.com before and you haven't seen something, come back and visit, because I'm always finding new materials to post on there. All right, I'm glad you care about your grade. You have a bright future. Don't give up. It's going to be all right.